Welcome back. This next part of my Shadow Man playthrough, we're going to go into the Asylum. We're going to break in there, and it's also going to lead on to the Temple of Pain. So we're going to get as many of the Dark Souls as we can. This part here, actually, if you don't want to make these jumps, you can actually go a little passageway there. It's just a little ramp that saves you having to go in there. And also we can go down and get some stuff down in there, but we're not going to just yet. I may come back and do that later instead if there's anything really important in there. So this is where that ramp would have led to if we'd have just used it instead. I really like this part here where it shows off the new remastered lighting, the dynamic lighting that the game has. The original game didn't have that, and I'll actually cut to the original game here just to show you what the difference would have been there had we been playing it. So yeah, I just really like seeing little details like this that just weren't in the original. Okay, I'm just going to drop down here. We're going to get a little cutscene of the Asylum. It's a huge temple. And yeah, we have to break in there essentially. Again, the spotlights down around here are much more defined than they were in the original game. And we can't actually go in the front door of the Asylum. What we have to do is drop off the bridge. I think if you try and go in the door, actually Shadow Man will say something. No, sometimes he does. I don't know what triggers that, but sometimes he says, yeah, I didn't think it would be that easy or something. So we're going to drop off here and we're going to make our way in through, I guess, the basement. Lots of little traps and platforming parts. This is Shadow Man's like part shooter, part collectathon, part platforming game. It's kind of nice because it breaks everything up a little bit.
Got it.
Have to get onto this platform here, this moving platform. And you know, you'll see even like the shadows and stuff on the platform. I don't think that was in the original either. Also the shadows on your character, I'm pretty sure none of that was in the original game. So let's just jump on here, try and get my camera realigned. And yeah, I always thought this was interesting as a kid, like playing this bit and being able to like break into the Asylum like this. I don't know, it kind of felt cool, like just most games, like it kind of makes this feel like much more giant than the Asylum is. And interestingly, oh yeah, this shadow here is insane as well. Let me just jump over here. But yeah, this shadow's these cages and stuff, like you just wouldn't see that in the original, the way the actual cages oh, I got burnt. You know, projected up across the wall there. Okay, we're nearly in, I think. This place is pretty creepy actually. The Asylum, just like, it leads on to the Temple of Pain, and there's just lots of people in here getting tortured, and lots of these enemies with like hooks for hands, which are wearing like kind of S&M style masks, which are pretty freaky for especially when you're playing this as a kid. And again, I love this corridor in here. I love the lighting that that gate is giving off. Again, none of that was in the original. So the main thing I'm trying to do right now is get a key, which will unlock some of the doors of the Asylum. Like for example, this door. This is where you would put the key, and I think that's actually might be the main entrance where we just we tried to get in earlier, but we had to jump off the bridge. See if I can get. Yeah, I got some life from that guy. So there's lots of these rooms. If I don't go into these rooms, it's because they're not really important to the game. I don't need to go into them. I'm trying to make these videos as short as possible, but as also given as much detail as possible for actually completing the game. So I could go into some of those rooms, but like you don't have to. They usually just have enemies and a little bit of context as of what's going on in this place. And what seems to be going on is just like people getting tortured essentially. If you're low on health, it can be a bit of a gamble to go into some of those rooms to get to kill some enemies to then pick up their health. But like I said, it's a gamble because you actually may get damaged by doing that. So I just got my first Dark Soul in the Asylum. I think there's at least 3, but we'll work it out. From memory. I think one of the something in here. There's just some health. Let's see. If we go up here, this drop down. Let's see. This drop down here actually leads us back to where we started. So don't go down there if you're playing this. What you want to do is actually drop down over here. And this will let you progress. See what's in these. Some more fire. Okay. So this is where we get our key. And I'm going to try and use my shadow gun here so I can get some health.
This should be useful.
Okay, so there's our key, and that we have to equip it almost like we equipped our weapons. And then just use like the attack. That's unlocked our door. I think this one over here unlocks the door to the trolley, which leads to this the Temple of Pain, which is just over there. That little trolley over there. Wonder if I can't shoot this guy down here. I don't think. Let's see, where does this lead us to? Oh, okay, that's where that, I thought, oh, okay, I know. I thought that led to the start of the Asylum, but it doesn't, so we need to go out and fight these guys now. Okay, he's down there, which is actually kind of helpful for me, because I can just strafe attack this guy. Sniper guys are actually kind of hard to kill, and their bullets do a lot of damage to you. I've died at this part a few times when I was playing this earlier. Before I go into the trolley, I just want to check. This is the way. Let's see. Down here in the original, there was another Dark Soul. In one of the Govi, but I just want to check if the Govi's actually in this version, because I don't know if they're being scattered about. Yes, I think one of the Govi's actually here in the original, and I didn't see it when I was playing earlier, so that is a change. Let's just check that, just double check that it's not down here, that, and I got confused in the rooms, because some of the rooms do look similar in this part of the Asylum. So yeah, if I go down there, that's, I think, the way to the entrance. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So what I was wondering is, there is cut content in this version, and we're going to get to that. But in the original version, this right here, this barrel would be a Govi. So I was wondering how it could be that there are more Govi in this version because of the cut content. You pick up some in the cut content, but it turns out then they've swapped out some of the ones in the original from the original. They've just like removed them in the remaster. So that room actually does have a Govi if you play the original version. Let's just see where this door leads to. Yeah, so here we go. This is, I guess I should, again, like I was talking about in my last video, this is a classic shortcut that's been opened up. This is now us back to the start. So if I was to warp back here in a later playthrough, or if I was to die, I can just now use the front door. Again, that's just something that we see are very familiar with if you've played any of the Dark Souls games. There's a Govey up there as well, but again, we'll not be able to get that just yet. We'll have to come back and get that one. Alright, so there's nothing else to do other than get in the trolley now and head to the Temple of Pain. So that's what we're going to do right now, and something you will notice that is very different with the trolley is now we have a few options when we get in there. In the original we only had really one lever and one action, so we just press. This blood trail's pretty cool leading up into the trolley, just kind of telling you to go there.
These guys are totally organized.
So we're going to go to 2 first, I think. That's the left lever, but what you'll notice is there are two levers in this version. In the original version there is only one lever, so I could probably cut into the original to show you that. So let's go to 2, and I think this takes us to the Temple of Pain. I think if you pressed 3 it would have taken us directly to the cut content, in case anyone's wondering how to actually access that cut content. Again, another change that you may have noticed, so people may get stuck at this point. Oh no, I've accidentally came to the wrong one. Sorry. So like what we actually want to do is go to 3 first. That's confusing actually. So this is the cut content right here. It starts here. So, but we don't want to go here for now. I need to get to the Temple of Pain first, because there's something I need to pick up there. I guess that actually makes sense because we don't really need to go to the Temple of Pain just yet. So that's probably why it's marked as number 3. And it's cool the way we have like this little number up here as well, just to let us know where we are. I guess in case you pressed the lever and you weren't sure, but it does change inside the cable cart now. Like if you look, it now says 1 and 2, so it no longer says 3. So I'm really interested in how that was done. Like how did they I'm assuming most of it was all there for them to use, but I wonder, like for example, that texture that says 3, was that always in the game, or was that something they've had to add later? I'm not too sure, but I would love to talk to someone at Nightdive to find out what their involvement was in reintroducing this cut content. Was it a simple matter of just, you know, changing about the files that were already there, or what was it? So this is the Temple of Pain. This is how we access the 5 psychopaths that are in the game. You have to go through their traces, but you need a reactor in the remake, or the remaster I should say. Let me kill some of these guys first and I'll explain what I mean. Oh no way, how did he get health back so quickly? These guys are very hard to kill. Like you don't really want to spend too much time in this part of the game until you level up, and I guess that's why the places are named 2 and 3, so people just go straight to 2, because this part really you shouldn't really be here yet. So this is a trace that we could access one of the psychopaths from, but as you see there's no reactor on their ribs, so we can't actually enter it. And in the original game you could enter them by now. There's actually 2 of them that are open for us in the original, but Nightdive have chosen, and maybe it was the original intention, to not have access to them, so we can't actually go in there just yet, and we have to go and play other parts to get the reactors, and we have to go on the cut content to actually pick up the reactor. There's nothing much of value in there, maybe some Cathedral, but we do actually get another Dark Soul going this way, so I'm just going to go and pick that up now. But yeah, it's interesting because I was so confused when I came here at first, when I was playing the remaster, because I couldn't actually enter the new parts. Oh damn it, I knew this guy was coming up behind me, but I want to get the guy in the cage first. yeah, so I was really confused as to what happened. I thought it was maybe like a bug or something, but I now, well, I've assumed now that it's intentional, and then the initial, I mean, the thing about it is you can go into the, in the original you can go into the psychopaths or the serial killers, but the thing about it is there's nothing really of value to actually do in there, so it doesn't progress the game by going in there. This is kind of a hard jump to make. This was the dark soul I have to pick up. So it does make sense to not allow you to get in there, but it was confusing me when I first played it, and I'm sure some people may be a little confused by it too. Especially if they played the original a lot. See if there's anything in here to get. Yeah, just another room with an enemy. So I could get his health. Probably a Cathedral in here, yeah. It's me recharged on most things. So that's, as it stands right now, you could explore a little bit here, but in terms of progression, there's nothing else to do in the in this part of the game. So what we're going to do for the next video is actually jump in the cable cart, and we're going to go and play the cut content, which is, let's see, I guess, yeah, it's really the only way I think to progress, because I've got all of the Dark Souls that are available, so I kind of have to now go to the second lever on the cable cart, and that's going to take us to the cut content. But the cut content is very long, so I'm going to end this video here, and the next video will be all about the cut content. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please check out the next video.